Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. In this video I will be sharing with you my completed pages for the month of March 2025. But before we get started, I would just like to say a huge thank you so much to everyone who sent me well wishes whilst I was really poorly with the flu. It set me back for about 3 weeks, so yeah, it really did hit me quite hard, but I am really pleased to say that I'm feeling a lot better now. Not 100%, but I am definitely feeling a lot better, so thank you so much. I am recording this on Sunday the 30th of March, so I do still have sort of like a day left for colouring and whatnot, but I don't anticipate getting any pages finished today, so that's why I thought I would spend today and get my completed pages video done, and after this I will also be recording my colouring plans for the month of April. So far my stats for this month are that I have coloured 16 pages in 15 books. So I'm not going to do my subscribers or anything like that yet. That won't be done until the end of the day tomorrow, so I don't have that information for you. Okay, so we'll just get started. So the first one is Disney Mini Block Cuties by Hatchet Heroes, and this was a book that Connor sent to me. And I just wanted something really quick and easy, so I coloured this one. I've pulled over the curtain just to the side of me because there was like kind of light glaring in, but I want to see if I can capture that shine on camera. I think I'm getting it. So on this one I just outlined the puppy with I think it was a Staedtler dual-ended marker, and then I went around the edges with a Caron Brush Marker Pro from their neon set, and then all of the sparkles and things in the background, that was done with a Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic, this beautiful sort of yellow orange colour. That's my favourite out of that set. The sparkly blue is a Jelly Roll Stardust, and then we have some metallic, and they are Jelly Roll Metallics as well. So really simple, not much to it. I just wanted to put colour to paper, so I completed that one, and that goes for #ColourYourHoard March 2025, which is hosted by the beautiful Lavella and T. Anyone who I mention in this video that has a YouTube channel, I will link them down in the description for you, so you can check them out if you haven't already. The next book, if I zoom out a little bit, the next book is this one. This is Disney Princess colouring book, and I think, yeah, this is by Scholastic, and this was sent to me a few years ago by the beautiful Lily here from Art Journey UK as part of her Secret Santa thing that she was doing for Christmas. So I've finally coloured a page in here, and it is this one. So this again goes for Colour Your Hoard, and it also goes for the beautiful Geordie from Geordie Colours here on YouTube. It goes for her hashtag, which is Colour the Fairy Tales March 2025, and the fairy tale was Snow White. So I coloured this one. I did sacrifice the page on the back, even though it's a Rapunzel page and she's my favourite Disney princess. I wasn't bothered about this page, so I did use my Ohuhu alcohol markers. Let me see what pencils I used, because I'm not 100% sure. Let's have a look. Okay, so yeah, I used my Ohuhu alcohol markers and my coloured pencils to colour this page. I also used a book intensity marker, and I think that was in a red, just to go around and tidy up the edges on some of the red elements there on the page. And then I also used some stickers that I've got in my collection, just to sort of, you know, brighten up the page a little bit, add a little bit of interest. I love these. I think these stickers here were from Shein, I think. And then this stag here, and this rose of flowers that I've, stickers that I've had for quite some time. So yeah, I really liked how the colour pencils worked on this. I only shaded her skin. I didn't shade her outfit. I just kind of liked it as it was, and also, you know, because I was just feeling so poorly, I was just trying to keep my colouring quite simple. And I didn't colour her hair either. I really liked the sketchy style of it. So I think the only thing I maybe would have done differently is where I've got this sort of banner here at the top, maybe some washi tape or metallic handmade watercolour. I think that might have looked nice, but because this paper is really thin, I don't know, I don't think I would have trusted watercolours too much. But yeah, overall I'm really happy how she turned out. So that was my Snow White page. Next, I worked in this one. This is the Disney Portraits Coloriage Mystère by Hatchet Heroes, and this is one of the books that I purchased from Amazon France, and so I coloured my first page in here. So again, this goes for Colour Your Hoard, and I coloured this one. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have noticed, but I find with the larger square books by Disney, I find that alcohol markers are just really, really blotchy, and they dry quite patchy on the paper, even if your marker is really, really juicy. I just, yeah, I don't know, I just find it a bit odd. So I did try alcohol marker here on her skin and her hair, but I didn't like how it was drying. So down here I changed to my water-based markers, and that consists of my Crayola Super Tips and my Staedtler dual-ended markers. I do plan on replenishing those soon because I am running out of a lot of colours, so I do need to get some new ones of those. I used a black Arteza acrylic paint pen for the black bits here. I did smudge her eyeliner, so maybe I can try and fix her skin with a paint marker maybe. And then I used my beautiful super golden markers to outline Aurora's hair, and then I also used it on the red sort of here, and some green in a few areas as well, just to add a little bit of shine and magic to the page. Overall, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm just gutted that alcohol markers are just patchy on this, because I thought, oh brilliant, you know, it's single-sided, I can use my markers, but you know, as you can see on the back, and these were really juicy markers, they just, yeah, I don't know, they just don't seem to perform too well on this paper. So I think I will be sticking to paint markers and water-based markers from now on. But I love the hint of super golden, especially in her hair. I think that looks really, really pretty. So it's my first page in that book. I'm looking forward to doing more in this one. I really, really enjoyed that. The next one is Cozy Friends by Coco Wyo. And my youngest daughter Emmy, she now has this book as well. I bought her a few of these for her birthday because she's looked through mine and she loves them. So yeah, here we go. Buddy Colour with Emmy on the 8th of March 2025. So we coloured this one. So as you can see, I have used alcohol markers on my page, which is my Ohuhu markers. Again, they are running like really quite low. I'm running out of a lot of my colours at the moment, but when I'm looking on the Ohuhu website to replenish the big set, they just are constantly out of stock. And with their refills, they only have, I think it's 51 colours, and a lot of them are not colours that I have run out of. So yeah, it's really frustrating, but I think I just need to keep trying Amazon and their website and just, maybe have a look every day and just see when they have them back in stock. I think quite a few people I've had have had the same problem with not being able to get the Ohuhu markers at the moment. So hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully soon. So yeah, I just used my Ohuhu alcohol markers on this one. And then I have gone in, I'm just looking, there's a Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic just outlining the star here on this cushion. And I have used my Uniball Signo Metallic Gold from their Noble Metal set. I have used a Jelly Roll Metallic and also a Jelly Roll White, where I've just added some highlights and things. Emmy coloured the cat here. She coloured it exactly like this before I had coloured mine. And I said to her, oh my goodness, I love how your cat looks. Do you mind if I copy? And she said, no, not at all. So I did, and I love it. It's so cute. Reminds me of a little cat we've got up the road from us, but the only difference is that the little one up the road, he doesn't have a tail. He's missing a tail, and he's quite old, but yeah, this looks like him. So we've got him. We've got Link. This would have been Merlin. This would have been Louis, Arlo. So yeah, so really enjoyed that one. Such a cute book to work from. I've done a few in here now. Yeah, I've done that Christmassy one. And I just found that this was, perfect for whilst I was just feeling really crummy. No shading or anything like that. That one. And laundry. So yeah, really cute book, and definitely a comfort to go to when you're not feeling great and you can just put colour on the page, So yeah, really cute book. That's Cozy Friends by Coco Wyo. Okay, this next book, Matchstick Mouse, a springtime colouring book by the fabulous Morgan O'Brien. This is a project book with my beautiful friend Melissa here on YouTube over at Winter89 Colours. And we did the St. Patrick's Day page. And also my lovely friend Sophie from Sophie's Colouring Journey, she asked if she could join us this month for this page, which was absolutely fine, the more the merrier. So again, I kept this one quite simple. I just used my Ohuhu alcohol markers, some sparkly gel pen there. I think the glittery green, this darker glittery green, I think that was a Batoon gel pen, I believe, that my beautiful friend Claire sent me a few Christmases ago. And then I have super golden markers for the light green and the orange. So we have got a little bit of sparkle there. And then I used a white jelly roll just to add some highlights. And then I just wrote up here with the super golden marker, Happy St. Patrick's Day 2025. So really quick and easy, very simple, but I really like how that one turned out. And it's nice to see, this book starting to fill up now with a bit of colour. That would be cute for Easter. Look at that, a little Easter bonnet. That is adorable. Yeah, we've got some pages filling up now. That's a really cute one for spring as well, isn't it? Beautiful. Really, really cute. So yeah, we're getting there. We're making some progress in this one. So thank you so much, ladies, for buddying with me in this adorable book. I really do appreciate you. Okay, the next one. This is 50 Dessert Themed Miniatures by Camellia Angel Cova. And this is a buddy colour book with me, Connor, Emmy, and very recently my son Caden. He saw this book and he asked for a copy as well. So he is now joining us, which I'm really excited about. We are all travelling to Scotland next weekend for the best part of a week. So I think we're going to take this book with us so we can all sit and actually buddy colour together in person, which I'm really looking forward to. But for the month of March, we did this one. I think Connor and Emmy have done a few more pages in this book, but yeah, I joined in on this one. I was going to go back in and shade it, but I've just really not been feeling well enough, so I've left it as it is. So this is just my Ohuhu alcohol markers. I did tidy it up in a few areas with a white jelly roll and what looks like a white Posca. And then just around these little pieces of fruit here in the cake, I have outlined those with a jelly roll metallic. So this is just a really quick and simple page. Again, we've got quite a few done in here now, so it's always nice to see these books fill up with colour. Yeah, I really enjoy Camellia's artwork. I think she's brilliant. You know, and they're always just so enjoyable. Always so enjoyable to sit in colour. So, yeah, definitely making progress in this one as well, which is nice. So, there is 50 dessert themed miniatures. Next is my new replacement copy of 50 Farmers Miniatures. Again, this is by Camellia Angel Cova. And Connor and I did this one as a buddy colour. Now, normally with my Camellia pages, I go in and shade them with my Crayola twistable crayons. But I didn't think it really needed it on this one. And I used Connor's technique that he has really been enjoying recently, where you colour it with your alcohol markers and then go in with a darker colour and just sort of do the outline. And yeah, I just really liked how that looked, so I decided to leave it as is. So this is it's my Ohuhu alcohol markers, but I'm not sure if I added a Bic intensity. I'm just going to have a look. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit Farmers Miniatures of Rooster. Okay, no, I didn't. So it's just the Ohuhu alcohol markers. Jelly roll white, again just to tidy up sort of where my blue marker has sort of bled onto these polka dots, and just to sort of clean up the edges down here where the marker had bled as well. I used metallic jelly roll on these top bits here of his boots and just here on his wings. Really lovely sort of like browny bronze kind of colour. I really do like that, and I thought it suited the colour palette on this page beautifully. I used Uniball Signo Metallic Gold, which is again from their Noble Metal collection, and that was on the, is it spars? Is that what they call them here on the boots, or spars? I don't know why I'm thinking that. I could be wrong, but yeah, for those here on the boots. And then I also added a little bit of Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic for this beautiful turquoise colour here on his tail feathers, just to add a little bit of sparkle. And then I think this is a Posca pen here, a Posca pen or a white jelly roll. I think it's a Posca pen, just to add, you know, some spots and things, just, I don't know, a little bit of detail. And I drew in the rectangle in the background just to give it, you know, a little bit of a background without feeling overwhelmed by the whole page. Normally on my camellia pages I use a compass and draw a circle in, but I just thought a rectangle would look really quite nice on this one. So yeah, I didn't go back in and shade that one, but I do like how he looks. And I added a little bit of texture on him as well by adding like some little spotty kind of areas. Again, just with the darker Ohuhu marker. So there is that one, and that one goes for Colour Your Hoard as well. Okay, next I have this one. Let me just zoom out a smidge. There we go. So this is Disney Saison Coloriage Mystère by Hatchet Heroes, and this is a project book with my beautiful friend Sophie from Sophie's Colouring Journey. And I managed to get these 2 pages done, but these were February's pages. I was a little bit behind, so I managed to get Ariel done. So this is done with a variety of acrylic paint markers. So I think it's a mixture of Artex, let me see, Artex. I don't know if there's any Tule art in here. Actually, yes, there is. This brown here, the darker brown under the sleigh, that was a Tule art paint pen. So yeah, a mixture of Tule art and Artex. There might be a little bit of Gravy on here as well. And then I also used my Crayola Super Tips and Staedtler dual-ended markers, just for some of the other colours that I didn't have in paint pens, and also just some areas that were a little bit fiddly. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I did try going over this area here with white a few times to cover up the bleed through. I don't know if you can see up here the bleed through from the previous page here, but yeah, I don't know, I might have to actually go in with some white acrylic paint and a paintbrush and do that one. And then this was the next page. I really enjoyed this one. So again, this was done with Artex acrylic paint markers, Crayola Super Tips, and my Staedtler dual-ended markers. And then I did also add some super golden markers around Jasmine's jewellery. I don't know if you can see, if the light is going to catch that. Around her jewellery, around Aladdin's boots. I think that's his boots there. Around the magic carpet, and also here on the flames of the fire. So all I need to do on this page is go around and paint the border on that one. But I didn't get to March's pages, but I think that's fine. You know, Sophie and I, we never put, you know, like any pressure or anything like that on. So yeah, I'll hopefully get these done in April, and then get the actual April pages done as well. But we'll see. But yeah, that was 2 pages in that one, so we're making really good progress in this book now. Okay, the next one is Botanicum by Maria Troll. I had 2 whips in this book, and I think I've completed one. Yeah, I've completed the 1 whip in here, and it was this one. So this had been a whip for a really long time, and it was also a buddy colour with my youngest daughter Emmy, but I don't think she has her copy of this book anymore. So this one goes for my hashtag of Whipping the Whips 2025. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how this turned out. Is it my favourite page? Absolutely not. But I do like it well enough. I tried colouring this one to look like a wolf. So on this page I used a variety of Crayola Super Tips and my Staedtler dual-ended markers. And then for some of the little flowers, I went in with my Staedtler Tri Plus fine liners because some of them were really quite fine and fiddly. And then I used my Uniball Signo metallic gold and silver. That was for the stars and dots here in the sky and also the moon. Kind of wish I used one of my metallic watercolours now, but that's okay. And then I used my Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic for these little clusters of pink flowers. I don't know if it's gonna, if the light is gonna really pick that up all that well. And then I just went in with a white jelly roll and just sort of put little dots in the middle of those flowers just to bring back a little bit more detail. And then I used a variety of Prismas and Polychromos for the pencil work. So the pencil work was sort of shading the greenery here behind all the leaves and flowers. I used the pencils to sort of define the purple flowers here. I went around all the little edges of those, and that probably took the longest actually, was doing that. And then of course I coloured the wolf. So yeah, I'm really happy to have this page done. The other whip is this one, and this has been a whip for quite a few years as well, and I just based this with water-based markers, but now I wish I had sort of watched a tutorial on how to colour cherries, but I'm sure I can do that and just sort of colour it over the top. So I will come back and do this one at some point. I'm not sure when. It's not something that is appealing to me right now. But yeah, it feels good to have one of the whips done in there, so crossed off the list. So that does feel really, really good. The next page was from Glam Noir by Carla Magana. And this is a group buddy colour book in the Carla Magana Facebook group that I run. And so, yeah, this was voted as our full book buddy colour. And so the month of March was this page here. Whoops. And for this one, let me have a look. Here we go. Okay, so for this one, I used my Ohuhu alcohol markers as a base because I use them in most of my books where I'm able to. I used my black jelly roll glaze for her gloves, her leotard here, or her bodysuit, and her shoes. So if I can just catch the light with that, you might be able to catch. I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, so I used that on her outfit. And then I used a white jelly roll just to sort of go over some sparkles and add a little bit more. I went sort of around her jewels and added the sparkly, sort of like shiny twinkly stars. I also used Jelly Roll Moonlight. You probably can't see it all that well, but I used it. I tried to do like a monochrome highlight here on her hat and also around the ruffles on her skirt. Again, just trying to keep it, quite limited colour palette, but I also thought using that colour would pull in the pinks and fuchsias that I've used in her hair and on her stockings. I used Uniball Signo Metallic Gold from the Noble Metal collection for these little embellishments and things here on the trees and foliage there. I think these are like, is it topiary? I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but you know what I mean, when people sort of sculpt hedges and things to make them look beautiful. Yeah, so there's some of those there in the background. And then I used Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic for her eyeshadow there. And then there is also the Uniball Signo Metallic Gold for her eyeliner there as well. So yeah, I really like how that one turned out. And then later on today, I will be putting a page up in the Carla Morgana Facebook group as our page for April. So there is that one. That's Glam Noir. I will link Carla's YouTube, her Etsy, and her online shop and Facebook group all down in the video description for you as well, along with her Patreon if you are interested. So there is that one. Next, this was a new purchase for me from Amazon Japan. This is the Eerie postcards, the 16 set. I can't remember if yeah, in the dream room, 16 rooms. And so I coloured the first postcard in here, and it was this one. And this actually, surprisingly, it took quite a while, but I love it. I really like how it turned out. I feel like I've maybe gone a bit over the top with the colours. I did try to keep it limited, but I think it kind of maybe looks like it got away with me a little bit. So let me see. Postcards by Eerie. Okay, yeah, here we go. So on this one, I used Bic Intensity markers. You can see that there on the back. I didn't use my Ohuhu because I felt like these were such small areas. I didn't want my markers to bleed over. That's why I used the Bic Intensity markers. And then I used a variety of Polychromos and Prismacolor for the pencil work and the shading and whatnot. I used my Kuretake watercolours for the stonework here in the background. And as you can see, I've kind of used that stippling technique again, which I will be doing a video on very soon. And I tried using that technique down here on the grass, but I was trying to mix the colours while the other paint was still a little bit wet, so it has kind of bled, but I do like that effect on the grass. I think that looks really nice. And then I used a variety of water-based markers as well, just to help with sort of some of the foliage and whatnot there. I used a variety of gel pens on this page. There is let me see, there is Jelly Roll Stardust, Jelly Roll Metallic. Again, I don't know if it's going to pick up there. And then I have also used some Super Golden markers for these little bits down here. So there is a tiny little bit of Super Golden on there. And I did also use this silver to, I think I used it to outline this watering can. I coloured it with a silver Uniball Signo, and then I outlined it with a silver Super Golden marker. So I really like how that turned out, and I'm hoping to use that colour palette over on this page as well. But yeah, I just think these are really pretty. So I'm not sure if I'll be working in this in April. I don't currently have it pulled out in my April plans. See, I love these two pages with the fairies. I think that is just so cute. But yeah, hopefully I'll come back to this one. Soon. But like I said, I don't have it pulled out in my April plans, but it is really beautiful, and I'm glad to have my first page done in there. So that is for Colour Your Hoard. The next one is this one. This has been a forever whip, and I am so glad to have this page done. So this is the Polar Bear Adventure Cruise, and this is my completed page. I am beyond happy with having this one done. Look at my little whale there in the background. Can you see him? Very cute. So yeah, this one is finally done. So let's have a look. Let's see. Polar Bear Adventure Cruise. I've just written mixed media. Okay, so on this one I used Albrecht Dürer watercolour pencils as a base here for the water. And then I have used a variety of pencils, and that includes my Color pencils, which I believe I used for the bear, for his fur. I used the Color pencils. And then I have used a variety of Prismacolors and Polychromos on this page as well. There is also some Staedtler Triplus fine liner, just for some little darker bits here on the trunks of our palm trees there. And also just to sort of put some little dark bits on the handle of the bucket and whatnot. And I also used the dark brown Staedtler fine liner just to put darker shading on these sort of ropes and knotwork here around the edges, just to give me a darker area before I went in then with my pencils. I've also used my Jelly Roll Metallic and Jelly Roll White pens on here. There is a little bit of Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic, which is just here on these really beautiful stars. I think it's yellow ink with metallic green glitter. So I just thought that was really fun. I've used some Super Golden for the dots and things around the border, around the edges. And then I have used a handmade watercolour paint by the beautiful Rebecca at the Art Spirits. Again, I will link Rebecca's 2 YouTube channels and her Etsy shop, where she sells all her handmade watercolours. I will link all her information down below for you. I believe this was the rose gold colour here that I've used around the edge, and I just think that colour is beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. It's got that pinky peach shift. And then I think I've also used her fragments set as well for these shells here around the edge. And for this one, no, that one was the rose gold as well. Sorry, I apologise. And then I have used some Stickles glitter gel on a couple of the shells, and also the horizon line here on the water. So yeah, this page has taken me a ridiculously long time to do, but I'm so happy with it. Yeah, I'm really pleased. I think the only thing would maybe, I think by the time I got to the clouds, I was done. And so I outlined it with like a pink water-based marker, and then went over the black lines with a white jelly roll, and it looks all right, but I just kind of wish I'd shaded it with pencils. But I'm really glad to have this one done, and I feel like I can move on in this book now. I don't know, I always feel like if I've got a whip in a book, I can't colour in that book until the whips are done. But yeah, these are just beautiful. That would be lovely for spring, wouldn't it? Again, I don't have this one included in my April plans, but I don't know, maybe I could start something in here. We'll see, but there is that one. And then last but by no means least, I completed a bookmark in the Disney Petit Poupée Mark Pages a Colorier. I'm so sorry. My pronunciation is horrendous. This is by Hatchet Heroes, and again, I've coloured my first bookmark in here. I purchased this from Amazon France, and I did this one of Tinkerbell. So cute. So on this one, I used, I think it was a fine liner. Let me see. Oh, Hoo Hoo alcohol markers. So I used those as a base. And then I have a set of 12 Derwent Chroma Flow pencils. They are incredible, and I really do hope to get the full set of 150 at some point, because they are just such a beautiful pencil to work with. And so I used those for all of the shading on this one. I used my Creative Peak watercolours, which is a really, really budget-friendly set. And I used some pinks and purples from that set just to add a little bit of interest there behind the vines. And then I used Super Golden marker just to go over these green swirls here. And then I used Stickles in the colour Diamond to go over her wings and make them sparkly and shiny. So yeah, I really, really love how she turned out. So that is it, my loves. That is all of my completed pages for the month of March. Again, thank you so incredibly much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a great week ahead. Take care, stay safe, my loves, and I will see you in the next one. Lots of love. Bye.